Shevuot Daf, Member Amur Aleph, 7 lines down. Someone told his friend, give me the $100 that you have of mine. Here's the document that you owe me. It says, I paid you back. Now, that was for a different payment. This document is still unpaid. Nachman says, since he admitted that the guy already paid him money, that document is weakened. He has no proof that there was another payment. No, he's believed to say there was another payment. But according to Rava, what is in a different case? The guy said to his friend, give me the $100 that you owe me. His document. And the guy said, no, you didn't you give me money for oxen? You came by the stall as the meat was being sold. You took your money back. I understood it. That's a different payment that I took for. The document's weakened. So how come over there is different in this type of case? They're both side payments the guy's admitting to. The other case you said is his documents weakened. How come not over here? I said, Hatam, Kevin, once the guy admitted, you give me money for the oxen. When we took money from the oxen, that's why the documents weakened, because it's the same flus. Over here, maybe over here, since the guy admitted to something else, it's completely something else. Okay, maybe that was the halacha. Papi Amar lo say that the document is not considered weakened. And Idi say yes. The halacha is the document is weakened, then you cannot claim. Behind merely the parayba that only applies when the borrower paid in front of witnesses. Below it did not mention the document, rather they just dropped off the money. But they paid him privately. Right? So if there was no witnesses, if the guy paid him for that first amount, he could have claimed it never happened. And therefore he believed to say that was for something else. Otherwise, if he was wanted to lie, he could have just lied and said it never happened at all. Okay. I told his friend, I believe you. Whenever you tell me that you didn't pay back, and I claim that you paid me back, I believe you. As I paid back, the guy paid him back in front of witnesses. I paid back, said, the guy that claimed that he didn't get paid back, right? Never said, no, you said you'll be believed. One second. The guy said, I'll believe you when you tell me. But I never said I'll believe your witnesses. Okay. Someone says, yeah, I believe you like two witnesses. If you say that you didn't pay me back. You didn't pay me back in front of three. If he said it like two, but he didn't say he believed like three. And therefore, if three witnesses go against him, it doesn't count. When do Hachamim say that we go according to majority opinion is when we are doing assessments or estimations. They come out today because the more people you have who are assessing, the better it is. But regarding testimony, we know that witnesses from Masechet Makot, 2 is equal to 100, 100 is equal to 2, and therefore 3 is supportive, same credibility as same credibility as 2 witnesses. They're the same. Okay. The guy said, I believe like 2 witnesses. The guy paid him back for 3. The guy says, yes, I believed you like 2, but not 3. Now we use the other answer as a question. 1 second. 2 is 3 and 2 is 100 and 100 is 2. What's the difference? Mar says, no, but the guy said, if the guy, and he adds in that, but had the guy said, I believe like 3, and he paid it in 4, he said that 2 doesn't mean anything, 2 can mean 100. If the guy specified, I want you to in front of 3, 3 is specific, and therefore if he did 4, it's not, it's different. Okay. You don't swear because of a hashu, deaf mute, insane person, or minor. You also don't make the katan swear. It must my time a why. Why can't they make you swear? To watch. Then you can't give something to a minor. Therefore, you can't make him swear. But you can have the katan swear. Right? You can swear to the katan and swear to the hekdesh. The Gemara says, you just said that you can't swear because of a katan. What's going on? We're here talking about a case when the guy is coming from the claim of his father. The katan, his father passed away. And his father had a loan or deposit by someone else. Mar says, Omer, that means that a small person can swear because of his own claim. Okay, so what? The guy says, my $100 of my father is in your possession. And I only paid him back half. The guy says, where he paid back half. That's a claim. That's swearing for his own claim. Say, no, because the guy who's claiming for his father, there's no proof. Therefore, if the guy admits to anything, he's doing him a favor. It's like returning a lost object, and therefore he is patur. Rabbi Elazar ben Yaakov let Meshiva b'dei patur. Rabbi Elazar did not hold that. How that possible? Of course he does. So why doesn't he say the same thing? The Gemara says that Marav Bishtanok the Katan himself made a claim, and he knows that there's a debt. The Gemara says the Katan. I don't care what the Katan knows. You don't swear because of a Katan. The Gemara says no. La'olam Gadol. He was an adult. And I could look at them. Why do you consider a Katan? Because in regards to his father's affairs, since he's not really fully aware what his father is doing, he's like a minor since he's not usually fully aware. The Gemara says, "Hey, is the case. Tanat small. It's not his own claim. Tanat Achrimu. It's still the claim for his father. The orphan's causing the claim. Tanat Achrimu. No, yes, it's true. It's the claim of others, but it's the guy's admission and making him swear. Gemara says, "Kudu nami Tanat Achrimu. All cases are like that. Someone admits, someone claims. Gemara says, okay, fine. I looked at the Rabba. Is the machloket of Rabba. Rabba says, why did the Torah say that a guy who admits to half money he has to swear? Right? You owe me $1,000, only 500. Why? Hazakah, because it's hazakah. A person doesn't have the guts to deny the money that he owes. All right, really wanted to deny everything. The fact that he didn't deny everything, he didn't have the guts. Doesn't have the gall to deny everything. Therefore, if he admits to half, we can assume that maybe the guy owes full, and therefore make him swear. If the guy wanted to admit to the whole thing, maybe he wanted to deny the whole thing, and he is trying to deny just to save himself time. He says now, if the guy did not admit to the whole thing because he wanted to save time, Torah says, okay, fine, swear on it. There's no difference whether or not the guy it's himself or it's his son. The guy will not deny it. Therefore, if the guy admits to partial, he doesn't have to swear because it's not returning something. If the guy who we borrowed money from son's coming for money, he doesn't have the guts to deny it. If the father comes, he doesn't have the guts to deny it. The son comes, he'll deny it, no problem. He'll sleep at night, no problem. And therefore, if he denies it, if he doesn't deny it, he admits to half of it, he does not have to swear because he's returning a lost object that he didn't have to admit to. One second, can you establish the Mishnah according to the father of Yaakov? The first part, Mishnah says, someone said $100 of my father is in your possession, and the guy admits to only 50. Patur. It's according to that it's considered like returning a lost object. So what do we see from here? That you're patur from a Shevuot in this case. Gemara says, no, Hatam, in that case, the orphan did not say, I'm sure you owe my father. He was in Safek. Hacham. In the second case, Mishnah, the Amar Barili, where he says, I know you owe my father money, that case, he's a chayal. Shmuel Mashma says, Katan regarding Katan, Liparam ben Katan, he has to pay from the property of the guy's property. But you don't swear for that. Li Hekdesh, but regarding to Hekdesh, Liparam ben Hekdesh, he has to pay for the debt. He has to swear in order to collect the debt from Hekdesh. Why need Mishnah to teach me that for a Katan you need to swear to take away from the property of the Katan? We have Mishnah. Mishnah clearly says that if you want to take from a Katan, you have to swear. So why would you need two Mishnayot? The Gemara says, like him. If the orphans who Hachamim in general protected, Idlim are adults, and therefore, for sure, definitely not Ketanim. Ben Shevuot, Ben Ziburit. The truth is, you cannot collect from their property without swearing, and you can only collect bad quality property from them. You can't collect top quality, and therefore, our Mishnah is teaching you that it only applies to minors, but not adults. Gemara says, "Hekdesh." People have to swear to take something from Hekdesh. They put Hekdesh. Tanina, but Mishnah also says the same thing. All right, so we see from there that if you have to swear for collecting property from Bet HaMikdash, you if you want to take property from the Mikdash, you have to swear. So what's the Hizvar Mishnah? Where it says it's you might have thought Hedyot who only regarding an ordinary person from collecting property, you have to swear. The Adam Masek because a person might make a trick against a regular person, therefore you make him swear. But like this, the Adam Masek maybe a person won't try to trick Hekdesh property. Therefore, we do suspect people conspiring to steal, and therefore you have to make them swear. Amar Ravuna says, if we have a halakha, a guy says he's dying. He says, I want all my property to go to Hekdesh, and so and so has $100 of mine. He's believed without swearing because the person won't conspire against Hekdesh. So what's going on over here? This is true. In general, people are suspected of conspiring. However, the guy who's dying, he hasn't gained anything by lying, and therefore, because he's dying, and therefore, he won't lie. Okay. New Mishnah. The following things we don't swear about: ha'avadim, slaves; ba'asherot, document loans; ba'kara'ot, land; b'hekdesh and hekdesh. And behem also careful. Also, if you swear falsely, you don't pay double penalty. You also don't pay 4 or 5 penalties if it's an animal that was stolen and slaughtered. A unpaid watchman doesn't swear regarding them. No, says a paid watchman doesn't swear as well if it got stolen. Rabbi Shimon says, if it's an item Megdesh that it's that the guy is responsible for, he has to swear for. Like if something the animal is taken care of. If the guy's not responsible for it, he doesn't swear. Something they're like land, and something they're not considered like land. And Hamim don't agree with it. I guess that was the case. I said, the guy said I gave you 10 grapevines to you. The guy says, and it's really only 5. Because he admitted to partial. I mean, say no, since it's attached to land, it's considered land, and therefore patur. We'll go into that deeply. A person calling you swear something that's measurable, weight, or by number. Okay, that is the case. The guy says, I gave you a house full of fruits to watch. The kis malem, I gave you a full wallet of money. Like I said, any day, I don't know how much it was. Only whatever you gave me, I'm giving back. Patur. And the guy's patur from swearing if he admitted to partial because we don't know how much it was in the first place. Omer ad haziz. If the guy says, I gave you the property, the fruit up to the line and by the ceiling, the guy says to the window, hayav, and he's hayav to swear because that was a precise measurable amount. Okay. How do we know that if a guy stole something mentioned in the Mishnah, those cases, there's no kefel, double penalty. Why? The Tanakh says, I'll call davar pesha, klal, general, anything. Al shor, al hamur, al sil, al shalma, ox, donkey, sheep, garment, prat, the Torah specified. Al kol aveda, then any lost thing, hazar klal, the Torah then generalizes, klal, prat, general specification, general. I'atadan elak ina prat is only learned what's similar to the specification, which is ma hafrat mipurash davar matat lev just like what specifies something is movable and has value. Af kol davar matat lev anything that's movable has value. Therefore, Yatzukar excludes land. She'em matatnin is not movable. I mean, slaves are excluded, as mentioned earlier, because we say in our father equated to land. Sharot, documents are also excluded, even though they're movable, and Gufaramon, they don't have actually value to themselves. And Hekdesh, the reason why he's excluded Hekdesh is because it says his friend, and Hekdesh is not considered friend. You look, also the Nachayah 4 or 5, because my Tama, because once we mentioned that you're patur from kefel, that's already 2 they are patur from. So now it says you have to pay 4 or 5. 4 or 5 is included the kefel. Therefore, you only chayav when it's kabit 4 or 5, not 3 and 4. Okay. Unpaid watchman does not swear regarding these properties. It says, the Torah says if you give something to your friend, klal, which is general. Money or items, prat, specification. Lishmor, to watch. Hazar, klal, that's a generalization. Again, only things are similar to the specification. Same exact thing as before, how we excluded things that are only movable, sorry, included things only movable and has value, excludes land and avadim, and excludes documents that even though they have value, even though they're movable, they don't have value. And Hekdesh is also excluded because you mentioned friend, and they are not your friend. When it says that Chayanim Shalem paid watchman does not pay. You know, I don't know. It's number nine. Ten ish el re'ehu. Man gives his friend club generalization. Amor or ose. Donkey or sheep or ox. Prat, that specification. The whole amount of an animal to watch. Chazal cloud again generalization. Prat to cloud. Iyat hadan again the same as that thing. Is identical. Add to the part hekdesh. The exam again same as that thing. That it's only things that have value and movable. That's why our Mishnah cases are excluded.